Hello, this is the Zion Zeus. Hope everybody's doing really well. Today is April 20th, 2012. And this video is, as always, brought to you by yourdivineroots.com. Make sure you send off a members registration form and get involved in the Insight forum and member section. So we have a lot to get through, so we're going to get through this now. Which day was this? Oh, I was playing around with that. 22nd of September, 76. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a pretty amazing alignment. Mercury right aligned with Earth, huh? Amazing. Okay, well, I wanted to have another look at Venus a little bit more. So I went back to June 2004, which was 6 months before the great earthquake and tsunami in Indonesia, and we have Venus in this area right here. So what I thought was, is there any crop circles with a star? And it turns out there is. And let's have a look at the reason why we're going to look at the star. If we look at this picture here to the left, the orbit that Venus takes around Earth, it actually creates a star in the heavens, just like that. And it's quite interesting that the crop circles in the last I believe it's 10 to 12 years have really started to emphasize the star. And if we look at our chart over here, we see that the transits are every 8 years. If we go back from 2247, 2255, we can go back as they get close together, that they transit that close. And then you have a 129.5 years between the start 8-year transit of here and here, and then they go again. They're 121.5 days that connects these. So right now, obviously, we're in this area right here. The first transit was June 8th, 2004. So that there is right there, and we can see what we have going on. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Venus is in the alignment position with the Earth, and we do have this in the crop circles, and the Venus around does make this shape as it goes through its orbital around the planet. As it goes through its interchanges. So we are here, and 1, 2, 3. We look at right here, it's a 243 year new transit right here, 2004. There's a lot of different cycles going on right here with this math, so just bear with me. And if we actually have a look at some things now, the Mayans and the Aztecs believed that Kukulkan will return in connection with a birth of Venus. And 104 year Venus round cycle, 2 calendar rounds of 52 years cycle, was a very important ceremonial event, as this was the point in time when the solar and sacred calendars realigned with the cycle of Venus. Venus revolves around the Sun 1.6 times faster than Earth, so that 13 Venus revolutions is equal to 8 years. And this is where, so 13 Venus revolutions is equal to 8 years. So this is where this comes in, the 8 year. So 13 revolutions around the sun gives us the end of the 8 year, and it continues on then. Birth of Venus 8 cycle sequence. So if we go 13, 13, 13 all the way up to 104, we get an 8 cycle 13 year sequence. And if we look at this going around, it comes out to different cycles here. 129 is when you add it all up here when it comes out. 104 is also connected into the cycle. The number 13 was a root number for Kukulkan's return. It is both a prime number and the 8th number in the crucial Fibonacci series that is one source of the golden ratio 1.618. And the Fibonacci sequence, as most folks may or may not know, is 0, 1, and then you just keep adding to the previous number. So 0, 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 3 plus 5 is 8, 5 plus 8 is 13, and 8 plus 13 is 21. And that's 9 right there. 9 numbers in all. You could say that's really only 8 if you take away the 0. And as you go through the mathematics on this, it's quite amazing. 13 was an extremely sacred number to the ancients, and so was 8. And it's also connected to the music of the spears, and that's something we'll probably get into on the next video, maybe, we'll see. So I decided to just go back and have a look at some transits that have kind of taken place before at different stages, and see, was there, did anything happen at those stages. And if we look at our chart here, over here to the left, I actually went back one more because I remember thinking about this and thinking, wow, that's pretty amazing. So I went back one more cycle back, 130 years back on this one. Yeah, so in around this time period, Cortez landed on the shores of the Yucatan and wound up conquering the Aztec Empire. During the 1631 and the 1639, there was a complete stoppage of the sunset cycle, which lasted for 70 years. 1761 to 1769, the birth of the American Revolution. There's kind of like air changes involved, but I wanted to kind of focus. I didn't want to list all of them here. That actually happened between a 6 to 8 month time period after the beginning transit, and when the transit actually finished out. But if we look at this one here, this is an interesting one. So transit finished in 1882 December, and 1883 eruptions of Krakatoa. The 1883 eruption of Krakatoa began in May 1883 and culminated with the destructions of Krakatoa on 27th of August 1883. And notice a couple of things here. Notice that it's in around a 5 to 6 months period at the last transit date here. And this one I found very interesting. 1875. There was a lot of maritime incidents. If you want to research and look into this yourself, you'll find a lot of incidents happened on the waves, rogue waves, flooding, a lot of different things. And one of the things that is becoming very prominent now is that If you do some research, you'll notice that the first half of the 19th century or the 20th century, 1900, disaster stuff was kind of quiet, had quietened down, and then all of a sudden, in the time span 1950 to 1960, obviously you had the crazy revolution of everything, Woodstock, hippies, everything, all free love, everything began 1950s, 60s into the 70s. A lot of things changed very quickly, and it looks like that since 1950 a lot of things in the world have escalated. It's like this major ascendancy of just accelerated consciousness since around 1950. Probably gone on before that, but earth changes, human evolution has really kicked into a higher gear since then. And it does seem, based upon looking into all the data, earthquakes, volcanoes, hurricanes, and floods definitely have been increasing. And a lot of people are waiting for some, major explosive event to happen in 2012 to announce the end times and all that and kind of stuff. But if you actually look, it's not going to be all accumulating in 1 year. It's going to be spread out over a longer period of time. And 1950 to 2012 happens to be just 72 years, funny enough. um, and if you take some time to look at a lot of the ancients, Mayans and Aztecs, they talk the solar priests and so on. They say it's the end of the age. At the end of the fifth sun, would be precipitated by an era of increasing earthquakes, and I definitely believe that's happened since 2004. The magnitudes have definitely increased. 7 of the 10 biggest tremors of the last century happened after 1950, and it is a fact that there has been a sharp increase in the number of large-scale earthquakes and volcanic eruptions since 1960. So that's pretty simple data to get your hands on to research this stuff, and the signs of the times and stuff. So it is, as I said, the signs in the crop circle seem to be increasing more and more. A focus upon Venus, the transit of Venus. So isn't it amazing that if we actually look at our solar system here and we go to June 6th, 2012, it's funny, it goes up to that. Right there, we see this. I mean, it's amazing that they were able to astronomically get this specifically correct. And if we pop up to obviously 12, 12, 12 on December, in December here we can get it all set up here. We'll go to the 12th just because I like these numbers. And something that we have to pay attention to is that the fact that Earth has Jupiter right behind it, sitting right behind it. So and Venus now is stopped. Mercury's in kind of interacting now with Venus. So I mean, there's what we have for this date. The infamous. Here's our infamous date here, actually. There. And I mean, there is definitely, there is no doubt about it. There is a lot going on in the solar system that day. If we scan all the way out, we have a lot of the power, the big planets all playing the part. We also have Pluto in here, which I disagree that they're calling it the dwarf. Pluto is the revealer. He brings out everything that has to be shown to everybody. So